You hear me? Yeah. Hold on. Y'all see me, huh? I'm about to read, you hear me? That boy cutting it. I just wanted to show my little hair. When I first bought this jacket, that bit was loose. When I first bought it, it was loose. But hold on. I don't like y'all looking at my hair. You hear me? Yeah. But this is how we about to come. I'm about to read this book right here. Yeah, I'm about to go ahead and get to it. Yurooo. What's up? It's your boy NegusLomane, and I got my Facebook family with me today. Y'all thought I was gonna put y'all on there. But today, I'm coming. Shout out CashApp. I was doing it way before Kai, man. That boy want Kai me. That boy must have heard me, yeah. But it's a beautiful skyline right now. I tried to hurry up and get out here before it get too dark because I wanted to, read. But the last time I read this book was the last time I read this book. You heard me? I ain't even gonna lie. I read one page. That means I'm on page 2. Guess what? I did better than I. You hear me? Yeah, all that. That boy nervous, I ain't gonna lie. That boy nervous, man. That boy gets scared every time. Wait, calm down. You know what I'm saying? It's you and a billion people looking at you. I'm just looking at this beautiful, like, you hear me? It just give me every time. Do I want to read or do I want to chill? Chill, you hear me? Boy, think he Johnny Bravo. Y'all don't know what I'm looking at. Wait, hold on. Y'all don't know what I'm looking at. That's why y'all doing that. That's why y'all doing that. Wait, hold on. I gotta get back. It's for my Facebook people. Oh, they in a jacuzzi. Oh, jacuzzi. The sun about to go down in a little bit, in a little minute. Y'all hear that? But I'm wasting y'all people time. I'm wasting these people time, yeah. Let's start this again. Yurooo. Wazzam. It's your boy NegusLomane. And as you can see, I'm coming to you today to continue this book that I started reading like 2 months ago. I read one page 2 months ago. Now 2 months later, it's time to read 2 more. But yeah, the book called Emotional Intelligence. How to Master Self-Esteem. Oh Lord, Mama. Yeah, man, it's 2 weeks later. I called you 2 weeks ago about the. All right. Mama said who I'm talking to, but yeah, I'm boy doing all that. I need to stop stunting. Stop stunting. All right, stop stunting. The Birth of Emotional Intelligence, a historical overview. Shall we read the introduction? Defining emotional intelligence. The concept of emotional intelligence, often abbreviated as L or EQ, emotional quotient. Ain't that what it said? It is not we're not gonna do that today. Wait, hold on, man. I'm out of just hear me. That boy doing all that. The concept of emotional intelligence, often abbreviated as EL or EQ, emotional quotient, is not as recent as one might assume, though it is popularized, occurred in the last few decades. Its roots extend much deeper into the annals of psychological research. Woo! That one paragraph, Brody. I need to go back to you smarter than a 5th grader. You hear me? But I know I can do this. The seed was planted in the 1930s when Edward Thorndike, an American psychologist, introduced the idea of social intelligence, the ability to understand and navigate social situations and relationships. The idea marked the first significant innovation from transitional and narrow understandings of intelligence, which focus primarily on cognitive abilities such as logical reasoning and problem solving. Fast forward to the 1980s, psychologists began exploring the dimensions of intelligence beyond the cognitive Howard Gardner theory of multiple intelligence reframed from our understanding of intelligence. I think if I slow the words down and I slow my read down, I feel like I might get better. Like, you hear me? He proposed that intelligence is not a single static IQ score, but rather a dynamic array of different types of intelligence, including interpersonal and intrapersonal intelligence. These two types of intelligence closely resemble what we now understand as emotional intelligence. However, the term emotional intelligence was not formally introduced until 1990 when psychologists Peter Sovey and John D. Manning developed a model that defined as ability. Man, look here, bro. I don't got time, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Oh, that's how I do it. My bad, bro. It's just a lot of big words get me frustrated. You know, when a black man read big words, it get frustrated. When people go to making fun of him and he talking about, he don't know how to say it. He can't read. But guess what? I'm getting better. Emotional intelligence truly came to forefront of public consciousness in 1995 when scientist journalist Daniel Goleman published his groundbreaking book, Emotional Intelligence, Why It Can Matter More Than IQ. Goleman, it's Coleman, but it got a G. Like, is that Goleman? Goleman expanded on Silvio and Mayer's model and proposed that EQ was more significant determinated of success and well-being than traditional intelligence measured by IQ. His book sparked a revolution not just in psychological circles, but in businesses, schools, and homes worldwide. Over time, the concept of emotional intelligence has evolved and been refined despite the different models and definitions. It, in sense, remains consistent. That boy said, its essence remains consistent. It's about recognizing, understanding, managing, and effectively using emotions in ourselves and others. Let's consider a practical scenario to illustrate this. Suppose you're in a team meeting at work and tension is rising over a disagreement about its project. An emotional intelligent person will recognize and manage their increasing frustration, notice that subtle signs of distress, other clenched jaws, impatient foot tapping, and avoiding eye contact. They will then use this understanding to navigate the situation, perhaps by suggesting short break or calmly expressing their viewpoint and encouraging others to do the same. They will use their emotions as tools rather than being controlled by them. Today, emotional intelligence is widely recognized as a critical skill in personal and professional life. It is taught in schools, implemented in corporate training programs, and sought after in potential leaders. Yet, despite its widespread recognition and application, many of us struggle to truly understand and apply emotional intelligence in our everyday lives. This book aims to bridge this gap, providing a practical guide to understanding and developing emotional intelligence. As we delve deeper into the subsequent chapters, we will explore the various components of emotional intelligence, EQ, learn how to enhance our own EQ, and discover how to apply these skills in real-life situations. We will uncover the path to understand and mastering our emotions. I ain't gonna lie, my emotions taking over right now because I'm really like low-key like my emotions saying like, man, fuck this shit, boy. I know everything they talking about already. Like, I know this shit. Like, what the fuck? I know this shit already. Like, should I keep reading this? I'ma just read this for the betterment of me. The pillars of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, regulation, and empathy. You know what it is? It's starting to trigger my emotions because I feel like I know this shit already. Why am I reading this? But it's something I might not know. Shout out to the young lady I was just talking to, and she was telling me about the book before I started to come read this book. She was like, before you go read that book, you know everything you already know everything in that book. So I'm in my mind, I think she planted that in my head, got me thinking like I read one like paragraph and I feel like I know everything in this book because she just told me that. That's crazy. But I'm gonna finish reading the pillars of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, regulation, and empathy. Empathy. That's how you empathy. That's how you say it. Empathy. Emotional intelligence as a construct is multifaceted. We must comprehend its functional pillars to grasp its depth and richness. These pillars or components include self-awareness, self-regulation, and empathy. Each plays a vital role in shaping our emotional landscape and contributes to our overall emotional intelligence. Understanding self-awareness, recognizing and understanding personal moods and emotions. The first pillar of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. It forms the bedrock upon which our components rest. Self-awareness pertains to our ability to identify and understand our emotions and moods. It's about turning to our internal emotional states and recognize how they influence our thoughts and behavior. Imagine being in a situation where you're feeling unusually irritable, but can't figure out why. You snap at a colleague for a minor mistake and regret it later. The situation points to a lack of self-awareness. You might have managed your response better if you recognize your irrationality and its possible cause. You might have managed your response better if you recognize your irrationality and its possible cause. To develop self-awareness, we need to cultivate a habit of introspective, observing our emotion without judgment. Mindful, a form of meditation focused on the present moment, can be a valuable tool and enables us to monitor our emotional state in real time, recognizing when we're feeling anxiety, excited, frustrated, or calm. Embracing self-regulation. Embracing self-regulation, managing impulses, maintaining integrity, and taking responsibility. The second pillar of emotional intelligence is self-regulation. Once we can recognize and understand our emotions through self-awareness, the next step is to manage them effectively. Self-regulation is all about our ability to control our emotional responses instead of letting our emotions control us. Consider a situation where you're stuck in traffic, making you late for an important meeting. That natural response might be to honk impatiently or lash out at other drivers, but with self-regulation, you could choose to remain calm, listen to some soothing music, or use the time to mentally prepare for the meeting here. You control your emotional response rather than letting the situation dictate you. Self-regulation also involves maintaining integrity and taking responsibility for our actions. It's about aligning our behaviors with our values, even in emotionally charged situations. In the workplace, this could mean admitting a mistake instead of blaming others or resisting the urge to gossip about a colleague. The power of empathy. For some reason, that word not rolling off on me, like rolling off empathy. Like, I know it's sympathy, empathy. The third pillar of emotional intelligence is empathy. Empathy. Empathize. That's not empathy, it's empathize. The third pillar of emotional intelligence is empathize. while self-awareness and self-regulation focus on our own emotions. Empathy involves turning into the emotion of others. Let me stop playing. It's about understanding and responding to other people's feelings with care and respect. Think about a time when a friend shared a problem with you. Did you rush to provide advice or listen attentively, trying to understand their feelings and perspective? The later response illustrates empathy. It's not about fixing other problems, it's about understanding their emotional experience and ensuring that you care. Empathy is critical thinking. Y'all don't make fun of me about that word, bro. Like, I just, for some reason, it just ain't rolling right. Empathy. Like, that's a P-H-T, I don't know. Empathy is the critical thinking to build a strong, beautiful relationship that allows us to connect to others on a deeper level, fostering mutual understanding and respect, whether in the family, workplace, or social circle. Empathy can transform from our interaction and relationships. In the subsequent chapter, we would delve deeper into these pillars, exploring their significance, practical application, and strategies. To enhance them, we will also consider how these pillars interact with others and contribute to our overall emotional intelligence. By understanding and strengthening these pillars, we can build a robust foundation of emotional intelligence, equipping us to navigate our emotional world with greater ease and effectiveness. I got a question, like, I feel like I can handle my emotional intelligence well with others, like, sometimes, but, like, how you work with that, like, your emotional intelligence within yourself, like, instead of, how you stop from arguing with yourself, basically. That's basically what I'm answering. Like, how you stop yourself from arguing with yourself, how you understand yourself better with emotional intelligence. I don't know if it's even if I'm saying the right thing, but that's just something like how you deal with the emotional intelligence within yourself. Cause I read this is like, looking at people, if they, biting their lips, but 1.3, emotional intelligence versus intelligent quotient, the great debate. The world of psychology has built a battleground for the long-standing debate between emotional intelligence and intelligence quotient. Quotient. For many years, the spotlight was focused solely on IQ, a normal measure of person's reasoning abilities. Oh Lord, that boy's gotta get nervous. For many years, the spotlight was focused solely on IQ, a numerical measure of a person's reasoning ability. It was seen as the ultimate maker of intelligence, a predictor of academic achievement, professional success, and social status. IQ tests developed in the early 20th century primarily measured cognitive ability like logic, abstract reasoning, learning ability, and problem-solving capacity. They have been used extensively in educational, professional settings to assess an individual intelligence level. Relative to others in the same age group, the premise was simple. The higher your IQ, the more intelligent you were considered to be. However, this traditional view of intelligence started to shift toward the end of the 20th century. The emergence of emotional intelligence offered a new perspective challenging the supremacy of IQ. EQ brought emotions into the equation, highlighting their role in our overall intelligence. How we manage our feelings, understand other emotions, and interact with people could be just as important, if not more than our ability to solve complex problems or observe new information. This new view ushered in a new era in that boy about to start reading like the new view ushered in a new era in the understanding of intelligence, sparking what came to be known as the EQ versus IQ debate. The crux of this debate revolved around a central question: which is better predictor of success, EQ or IQ? To answer the question, let's consider an example. Imagine two individuals, John and Mary. John has an overall above average IQ, excels in solving complex mathematical problems, and has an impressive memory. However, he struggles with managing his emotions and others. He struggles with managing emotions and often finds it difficult to understand other feelings. On the other hand, Mary has an average IQ with a high EQ. She is adapted to understanding and managing her emotions, empathize with others, and has excellent social skills. In this traditional view, John, with his high IQ, would be considered more likely to succeed. However, Mary's high EQ can give her a significant edge in real-world scenarios. Her ability to understand and manage emotions could enable her to navigate the complexities of interpersonal relationships, with work effectively in teams, and remain calm under pressure, all of which are crucial for success in many areas of life. This does not imply that IQ is irrelevant. Cognitive abilities are undoubtedly important. They help us process information, solve problems, make decisions, and perform many cognitive tasks. However, EQ brings a different set of skills to the table, which related to our emotions and interaction with others. These skills are critical in many situations, which cognitive ability alone might fall short. Emotional and cognitive intelligence are not mutually exclusive, but complementary facets of our overall intelligence. They intersect and interact in complex ways that contribute to our living. Are you good?
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Thank you. I think this is probably my spare key and my mom's got my name. Let me get across here.
Oh, you're good.
Sorry. Why would you go in front of me?
Yeah, good.
You came here first and hit me long.
No, you good. Y'all good. I like emotional and cognitive intelligence are not mutual exclusive, but complementary facets of our overall intelligence. They intersect and interact in complex ways that contribute to our behavior, decision making, and overall well-being. For instance, our ability I'm gonna finish the chapter. To regulate emotions, an aspect of EQ can influence our decision-making capacity associated with IQ. Vice versa. As we move forward, we will explore these facets of emotional intelligence in greater detail, unraveling their intricacies and interconnectedness. We will learn how to enhance our EQ arrangement, not just our ability to understand and manage emotions, but also our capacity to make decisions, solve problems, and navigate the complexities of life, thereby complementing and augmenting our IQ. In this transformative exploration, we will discover that the real power lies not in choosing between EQ or IQ, but in integrating both, creating a harmonious blend of cognitive and emotional intelligence. This integrated approach forms the basis for a balanced, fulfilling, and successful life, whether in personal, relationships, professional endeavors, or individuals' well-being. With this understanding, let more move forward to unravel the role of emotional intelligence in various aspects of our everyday lives. As we do so, remember that the goal is not to pit EQ against IQ, but to understand how we can harness both to live a more balanced, successful, fulfilling life. was gonna read two pages, but I read a chapter, and you know I'm gonna get better. And this is day one. I gotta keep going, but it's the book, the emotional intelligence. That's what it is. Ooh. Oh no, y'all good, y'all good, you good. Y'all good. I was just reading. I know you